And action. Something else in a different language. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of this in my recent videos. I kind of like it. It makes me feel like I'm in a Hollywood set, like a famous Hollywood actor. You know, someone like George Clooney, but sexier. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, back to the main topic. So a couple of weeks ago, is it last week or is it? I think it was last week. Let's say a few days ago. I think it was last week that someone really asked me this. So in my Instagram page, I can't remember what question it was, but on Instagram you have a questionnaire and, you know, people can ask you questions, or they will give me, I think it was, give me YouTube video ideas. That's it. If you're not following my Instagram, link in the description. Go follow. It's awesome. It's crazy awesome. You know, you love it. But yeah, so someone asked me in the Instagram, it's quite an important question really. How do you stay positive? Now this is important because medical students and medical career itself is kind of a stressful ordeal. Let's be real. If you go on TikTok and you look at all the medical students, they're all making TikToks about how stressful their life is, or how sort of they're confused on what medicine is and what to do in medicine. It's normal. It's quite confusing. It's quite challenging as a career. So being positive in medicine is something that a lot of people find difficult. Let's be real. And I find it hard as well. But someone asked me how do I do it, and I've got my own ways. And the ways that I have are really sort of like a mixture of social stuff, productive stuff for your mental health, mind, and just physical body, yada yada yada. So the first most important thing I'd say is putting in the work. If I don't do something, if I'm not putting in the work, let's say I have a deadline, and the deadline is X weeks away. If I'm not putting in the work, I'll have this nagging feeling in the back of my head where I'm not doing everything correctly, where I am sort of sabotaging myself, and by that I'm not going to be successful. So the best way I find to get rid of this anxiety and sense of pain and sense of sort of discomfort is to actually put in the work and actually go study and actually go do what I need to do to succeed. So by doing that and actually going to study, it gives me a sense of relief. It gives me a sense of achievement that I'm actually doing something correctly. And what it also makes me feel is that even if I didn't pass what I had to do, so if I had a test and I didn't pass it, it gives me a sense of relief in terms of the fact that it makes me think, you know what, I put in 110%, 150%, 200% effort, and this didn't work out as I thought it would. And what it'll make me do is not reflect negatively and think to yourself, oh, I'm beating myself up, I should have studied more. It makes you think to yourself, okay, I need to reflect on what I can do next time to do better. So it makes you reflect properly and effectively. And really, that's step one. But the second step is having time for yourself, downtime for yourself. So just say being out there, relax, and actually enjoying your freedom. It's something that is completely different to how we used to study before. Now I compare this to A-levels, because back in A-levels, I find A-levels much harder than uni. You have to study for much more, because in the span of 2 years, there's so much context from all the different topics you do. And I always find it hilarious whenever I'm talking to sort of A-level students, and I tell them how free uni is compared to A-levels and how much more downtime you have and how much more freedom you have. They always sort of laugh at me and be like, wait, what? Because that's really what uni is. And that's something I realized, because if you just study and you study non-stop, then you've really gotten rid of life. I mean, YOLO, really, as young kids say. I'm saying a lot of cringe stuff recently, please just bear with me. But yeah, so basically it's just having freedom for yourself, just living life, making sure that you socialize with your friends, go out with your friends, go out with your family, having a free time each week to sort of just recollect yourself and enjoy your life, because that's really what's important about life, is having a good work-life balance. And that goes on to really my last bullet point, which is productivity. Being productive is not just studying for X amount of hours straight. 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours. If you do 16 hours, how? Tell me. Actually, I'm interested. In fact, send me an email or something. I'd love to interview your mind. But yeah, so people like that. Some people might find that effective, but I don't. Personally, I find that if I study for an extended amount of time, I'm not going to be really concentrating throughout the entire time. So maybe I'll be studying for 8 hours, 10 hours, and I'm only going to be focusing for 3 hours, and I'm only going to be absorbing 3 hours worth of information, and I've wasted the next 5 hours. So what I like to do is be productive. So I like to do hobbies, and I like to do other stuff that I find isn't only good to give myself downtime, but they're also important skills to develop and make me have other goals in mind that I want to achieve. So for me, it's other stuff like art, martial arts, or even YouTube. And these skills that you learn from all these hobbies, you can even apply them to medicine. So you can apply how to be more dexterous from heart into medicine. I made a video about it earlier, how medicine is an art, where I draw and I talk about the skills you learn from art into medicine. Go watch it. But yeah, so you to have these interchangeable skills that you take from medicine and art and all the hobbies that you have and all the stuff you do, and you take them back into medicine. And the way I like to do it is, for example, wake up, go have breakfast, study for 3 hours, then 2 hours just do my hobbies and relax, then go back to studying. And by the fact that I split up my studying, I'm more likely to concentrate in these studying hours. And the fact that I did these hobbies and I had time to progress my life outside of medicine, I've achieved stuff in life that I can even apply to medicine. So really that's how I stay positive in medicine. And I hope you guys learn something from this and it helps you. And if it did, well, I'm glad. And I'll see you all in the next one.